Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you for your attendance, gentlemen. My name is Ali Mahdar. I'm working in GSK company, which is a training provider. I have experience around 10 years in talent management, interviewing skills, and a lot of subjects related to logistics and supply chain and marketing. And today we are going to talk about one topic that's important, and I feel that everyone is using this on his daily basis through either in his work or in the life, which is the communication. Before we start, just I would like to ask you just to set your phone off or put it on silent. And if you have any question about the topic, just raise your hand. Okay? So before we start, just I would like you just to introduce yourself and your which company or which university you still study.
Excellent.
Can you start?
Okay, my name is Mohanad. I come from BRF, and I'm very excited to learn more techniques about smart communication.
Very good.
Excellent. My name is Ahmed. I work in the HR for BRF as well. I'm here today because I would like to know more about how to change the channel of communications.
Very good. So as you mentioned today, is our topic is about the smart communication. So let me ask you a question. What's the objective, or what do you think you will learn by end of this session from this topic?
For me, as I said, I would like to know what type of communication are there. I want to know how can I differentiate between what is missing in this conversation, and how can I change from, let's say, a dispute and sort of change the way of communication to a more smooth interaction.
Very good.
For me, I want to understand what is type of communication and how to be more effective in delivering my message and using techniques to build relationship with people.
Very good. That sounds very interesting. Today, all what you mentioned, you will be, I will take you through it, and you will have overview, and you will realize that after this session, you will find yourself a good communicator, and you will know what kind of communication, either one way or two way, what that will take you through it. And before we start, we'll start as we mentioned. We just take 5 minutes as an introduction.
Sure.
And we'll take 30 minutes to have this talking about this topic, and we'll take through your question, and there is a case study, and then we can go for a break if you need, or we can continue to finish this topic. Okay?
Sure.
So as you mentioned, by the end of this session, you will be able to build a professional relationship with your colleagues or friends in your daily life effectively by using communication tools and channels and assertive techniques. Okay? Let's start. This is about the smart communication. The smart communication it comes under the basic of communication. You will be able to building professional relationship. This all the benefits from this the topic. The smart communication, you will be able to know what kind of communication tools you have to use it and when, and a lot of other topics that will go through one by one. Okay. Let's start with the basic of communication. Who can tell me what do I mean about the communication? Can anyone tell me what communication?
Mainly, communication is everything you do to deliver a message or an idea. So, if I want to deliver a message for my dad, or my son, or my daughter, I
Okay.
can use communication with them. If I want to deliver a message to my colleagues, I'm gonna use communication with them. If I want to deliver a message in the team, for the sports in the soccer team or something, also use communication.
Perfect.
So I think communication is everywhere in everything in our life.
That's right. Are you agree with what Mohammed said? Do you have anything?
Yes, I agree with what Muhammad said. In my opinion, or when I hear the word communication, the first thing that comes to mind is interaction. So basically, it's types of interacting with other team members, with other colleagues, with friends, with everything. So for me, communication, once I hear that word in any sentence, I directly it reflects to me as interacting with someone else. So I'm sure there are a lot of types.
Very good, very good. As you mentioned, there's a two-part. All what you mentioned is truly true, and we have two ways of the communication. There's two pillars at the spoken that under that which is the verbal and paraverbal, and the other part is the body language and during you're delivering the message. And the communication is there's two different way of communication. We have a one-way communication or one-way message, which is if there's someone, the sender, we have a sender that he give you a message, and the receiver will just listen. He cannot act or he can reply to this message. Can anyone give me an example about this?
Yes, I think one-way communication is like when you watch the television, for example, and you're hearing the news. So it's live, they're explaining things that happen, but me as I'm only a receiver, there's nothing I can do about it.
Very good. The other way is two-way of communication. The sender he will give you a message, and you, as a receiver, you will get back. If you can ask for more clarification, you can give a feedback.
Yes.
Okay, like what you say, if someone sent a message or email and the other party he reply his email, ask a question, or he ask for more information.
What if using social media or WhatsApp, for example?
WhatsApp is two-way communication,
Mm-hmm.
and it depends on the way, or if someone just only receives a message without reply, that will be considered under one-way communication. If someone reply the message and there is a conversation, that means it's two-way communication.
Great.
Okay, clear? And there is a barrier between this conversation that will interrupt the sender or the receiver during delivering his message, which is the noise. If there is, for example, if we have chatting or we have talking through Skype or through internet that requires
Sure.
high speed of internet, and I'm sure everyone using these tools, and I believe sometimes you cannot hear the other side, or the voice is cutting or something like that. So the noise is interrupting and delivering the message.
Yes.
Agree? And sometimes it will be not clear. You might have received the part of the message and the other part is missing.
Is this applicable on the two-way communication only, or also on the one-way?
Of course, absolutely, yes.
So even if the one-way, if I'm looking, for example, I'm watching a game, a match or something, and the speaker is giving information or whatever, but the connection is weak. So that's why, or the sound of the crowd is very high. So this
Yeah.
also affects my hearing in the communication.
Of course, absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Because you will not get the full message.
Yes, yes.
Right? Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Yes, so it's considered as a barrier that the noise, it will affect this in delivering this message. And as I mentioned, handling the possible feedback failures, no feedback present. Sometimes you cannot ask a question because you didn't get the message or you didn't listen carefully. So you will, there is no feedback. The receiver he might say, I don't understand your message. Can you repeat that? So this is the part of it. So the second pillar, which is the building professional relationship. Okay, there are main three pillars: the mutual attention, and shared positive feeling, empathy, and well coordinated non-verbal duty.
Can you give us examples?
For example, will coordinate that when you fairly expression emotion, and you for the mutual attention, when you're paying full attention to the other person. Okay?
Okay, excellent.
So we meant to focus on have attention to give it to someone that's still building relation.
Yes.
Right? Great.
Yeah, right.
Excellent.
So the key point of what we have or what we show you previously, it's about what is the communication and how do we communicate, what kind of barriers that we might face during our conversation, and handling the feedback failure, and the 3 pillars of building the professional relationship. The smart communication tools. How do you communicate? Just I will do a small exercise here about the smart communication tools, and I need your help to participate here. If you can, Ahmed, you can join me here, please. Can you tell me if during the communication, okay, when you try to deliver a message through email, what the percentage of the words and the voice and the body language? Can you write down here and
Sure. So basically the question is, in the conversation, what is the percentage of each factor?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, in my opinion, maybe I feel that depending on the type of communication, but I'm guessing the words are around 20%. I'm not really sure. This is the word. If we're talking about, for example,
Body language.
The words or the tone of voice, which is the sound. I'm guessing the sound would be also around 30, roughly. But in my opinion, the body language is the most, because 20, 30, 50. Because depending on your body language, it will make a big difference on what you're saying. And a lot of this causes conflict in phone calls and Skype. That's why I think the body language is the most.
Okay. Thank you, Ahmed, for your part.
You're welcome.
So it's the words during the communication represent 7%.
Only 7%?
Only 7.
Okay. Can you give me an example how words? It's not convincing me.
It's let's say when you send when you try to talk to someone in reality,
Okay.
the words cannot if I told you
You mean, for example, if I go, for example, in Turkey, and I can buy things without talking to them by using body language, that's what you mean?
yes,
Okay.
he cannot, maybe you might, but by body language you can explain what you need exactly if you cannot speak their language.
Okay.
So the body language will represent the highest percentage, which
Yes,
is
I
55,
guess that's before.
and the voice of tone
Right.
present 38, and the words 7%. And the other, during the telephone communication, when you try to talk to someone, the tone of voice, it will represent the 82%,
Mhm.
and the word represent only 18%. Is that clear?
Yes, yes.
Anyone have any question?
I have one question. Why in the telephone is the voice go to 82 and in the face-to-face communication is only 58?
The voice is because it will there are no interaction face to face, so or in front of you. So the guy, it depends on if you call someone and told him, Mohammed, where are you going, or where are you now? And your voice it's loudly, so he will understand your message that you might be angry or
Emergency, maybe.
or it's emergency, or
Yes, yes.
so there's something wrong while you might be running, or you are in hurry, so it will be a misunderstanding. That's why the voice of tone will represent the highest percentage here. So we have to take care about our voice during our conversation through a phone or.
You see, actually, that's a mistake I did. If you remember the chart that I draw, I was explaining as a phone call, and I changed it. But in reality, phone call, you are right. There is no body language for the phone call.
You are right.
So the tone of voice would be the major here. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes,
Yes. Perfect. The eye contact.
Sure.
The eye contact is one of the important thing that we need to take care during when we're talking in front of someone, that to let him feel that we are feeling or deliver the right feeling. Okay,
Sure.
so how to pay attention? Can anyone let me know how do you pay attention?
Usually, paying attention, it's like when someone asks a question, I have to be at least ready to answer, or have at least an idea of what's going on. So I would say paying attention.
Okay, that's right.
Yes.
Maybe focus on the subjects and not using phones and electrical devices.
Respect.
Yes.
Very
Or
good.
not to play with your phone, not to eat
Yes.
lunch.
Very good, Ahmed. Very good. That's all under in order to pay the attention during the conversation. Do not glance away. Minimize distracting phone calls, and use all your sense and memories just to let him feel you're emotional. And summarize the content of the conversation after, and you can paraphrasing or repeat what you have mentioned. And do not demonstrate your capability in multitasking. Okay? So empathy and sympathy. Is that similar to you? Anyone can let me know what the difference or differentiate between the two words? And
I think empathy is when my team member or my colleague or my friend has a situation. For example, he's not feeling well, and I go and I offer to help. I actually interact with him. We have a conversation. I tell him, Ali, I would like to. If you need me to take you to the hospital, are you okay? So it's acknowledging the problem or the issue plus taking action on it. I think sympathy is just feeling sorry for someone. So I feel his situation, but I do not take action on it. I don't know, is that correct?
absolutely right. I believe you get this topics before you get this.
I
right?
remember this. Yes, I remember this situation. I was asked this question before, and I did not know the answer. So until now, I'm just trying to make sure that that's right.
Okay, the sentence that means feeling for this is that the act is sharing the feeling of interest in the and another. You have an example here that Ahmed, I'm feeling so sorry for you that for you lost. I'm so sorry. And the empathy is mean that feeling into identifying and understanding another emotions and imagining yourself in another person's position. So you put yourself on his place, so you can feel what the emotion that he felt.
Excellent.
Like crisis perform in the fire or something like that. Okay, that's clear.
Great. So empathy have emotions,
Uh-huh.
and sympathy only showing
Perfect, Manan.
the feelings, right?
Yes, perfect.
And how to show emotions? You're using what, body language, for example?
Yes, absolutely, by body
Okay.
language. Body language is the main factor that you have. You can show this to the other. Okay?
Great.
That's clear?
Yes.
Any question, guys, so far?
So far clear.
Perfect. Let's clarify more. The empathy means knowing another person's feelings, feeling what other person feels, responding
Compassion to, yes.
compassion to another. That's all under explaining the meaning of empathy.
One second, can you go back, please?
Okay.
So knowing another person's feelings, feeling what the other person feels, and responding compassionately.
So I know the situation, I feel him, I've been there before. For example, someone got, for example, a flu, and last week I had also a flu. So I know what he's feeling, I know his situation, I was in that position before. I know a certain medication that I took, I go, I offer, you should try this, it's good for your cold. Am I getting it right?
A great example, Ahmed. Almost the same what they mentioned here. All the steps. That's mean what empathy means.
Great.
And how to be empathetic.
Empathetic? How to be empathetic?
Yes.
You mean like examples? How to be?
Yes. No. How do you pretend that you're empathetic, or you?
I can offer to help.
Very
Eye contact.
Great.
Body language.
Very good.
I can give him a chance to talk, listen to him
Very
carefully. Maybe also body language, tap him on the shoulder, everything will be alright.
Great. Perfect. So this all what you mentioned, guys. This is the way, or how to be empathetic. Listen carefully. The listen carefully. There is a 3 level of listening, and we'll go through it one by one. The first stage, the first pillar, which is repeating. If someone, you can repeat what is mentioned, and you can paraphrasing what the conversation that he had by another sentence, and reflect, and you can ask for support or the help, and lastly reflect and emphasize. The body language. Use the body language to convey empathy. Okay, so you can maintain proximity in some region or some culture. You cannot get so close together when you're talking to someone.
Excellent.
You have to make a little space when you're talking, especially in the Middle East. When you're talking to the woman, you have to little space, or because sometimes it's disturbing the other. They feel
Actually, you know, I have a point on this. I have an example, or let's say a situation that happened to me. Not in the Middle East. I was in a course in London, and actually, the instructor, he was a little too friendly. I think, you know, when he's talking to you, he's very close, right in your face, talking. And I don't know why, but I felt really uncomfortable, you know, because there is like some personal space. I think he should have at least
Absolutely.
took 1 or 2 steps away. Plus, I could not hear what he's saying. He was too close to me.
very good. And you have to keep and maintain your eye contact. You have to keep the person so you can feel, or that you feel that you are interested.
Yeah, I have a
in them.
situation like that. Once I was talking with someone, he was handling his phone in front of me like this all the time, so it doesn't feel me have respect or empathy.
Yeah, right. This is what you feel if someone didn't maintain the eye contact.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the positive posture, and smile. Always smile. Guys, keep your smile always in your face, because this will make the other person that feel energetic, and you feel so empathy.
I think also smiling is nice, but in normal communications. When you talk about sympathy or empathy, it's not. I don't feel that it's proper or appropriate to smile.
Yeah, right.
Imagine if someone is sick, or someone has a loss, or he was fired or something, and you're smiling at him. You know, is there anything I can do to help while he's smiling? Some people will understand that it's coming from a good place in your heart, but other people will think, why is this guy smiling? I'm sick. You know?
Absolutely, you have to use the proper time and the proper event, and when you smile and when you don't have to smile. You're right. And we have a small exercise here. And can I have a pen, please?
You can use this one. Or you want the
Anyone?
board pen?
in my pocket, I'm sorry. Okay, so here the first one is the action, and here when we'll do this action and how we'll do the action. Okay, this is related to our topic about the body language.
Okay.
Okay, just I need from you, Mohammed, to give me one action that you will after you get this information about the body language. Give me something, some action or one action that you will improve or will start.
I will start using my phone during meetings.
Very good. And when you will start doing that, then how? Sorry, let's say how you.
I'm trying to give empathy, focus, and listen with the meeting objective and what they need from me.
Perfect one. And when you will start this?
From next.
Perfect. Next meeting. Ahmed, can you give me one action, please?
Yes, I'm thinking of changing the channel of communication when I talk on the phone. If I feel someone that does not accept what I'm saying, I would like to rephrase my direction and possibly make him feel that it's much more easier. Because you know, on the two-way streaming, like we said, 82% is on the tone of voice. So if I sound friendly, change my words, it should be better.
So rephrasing.
Yes.
Perfect, Ahmed.
During phone calls is where?
So you will start. When you will start this, doing this.
Yes, when I
During
feel that the
phone.
other party is not accepting what I'm saying.
Very good. Very good, Ahmed. Sorry guys for that. Okay guys, so just let's repeat what we have, what we talked today in our session. We get knowing about the communication. Can anyone tell me what's meaning about, what do you mean about the communication?
Yes, we were talking about communication. We talked about types of communication.
Very good.
One-way and two-way streaming. We talked about
Very
what
good.
will affect the communication.
Very good.
We give a few examples as well on
Okay.
how to keep the communication stream going.
Who can tell me what the difference between empathy and sympathy?
Sympathy, I say that I feel about you. Empathy showing emotion, body language, and listening carefully.
Very good. And what's the important in body language? What do you have to do?
It's 55% of overall percentage of communication.
Perfect. Very good. Very good. Hopefully by end of today, we just had finished our topic, and hopefully you will get a benefit from this session, so you can improve the communication in your work and your daily work. I have a BDB plan, and I will send it to your directly to your email address, and you can submit it within next week and to implement what we have learned today. And you will have my email, so in case you have any question or any doubt, you can contact me anytime. Any question, guys?
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you, man. Very good.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.